Contrary to popular belief, recycling is not a new concept. It goes back as far as the ancient Romans, who actually recycled glass and metals and coins. Recycling as we know it today, modern recycling, actually started in the 1970s and the 1980s, whenever landfills started getting way too full. Hi, welcome to Around the Town with Marilyn Forbes. Guess what today's show is going to be about? You got it, recycling. We're actually going to show you how easy it is to recycle and how much you can benefit by recycling. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Well, now, as promised, we are going to talk all about recycling, and we are here in the city of Connellsville with Vern. Now, Vern's been on the show before, but this is his first time in your new position as city clerk. So, welcome, Vern.
Thank you. How are you, Marilyn?
I'm wonderful, thanks.
Good.
Okay, now, tell us about recycling. Tell about recycling here in the city.
Recycling in the city has been in effect since the early 90s when the city, actually late 80s, when the city adopted their recycling ordinance. And it has grown through the years. And what we are trying to do with this show is basically educate the people on how to do it, what to do. And it's just more than plastics, papers, metals, and whatnot, yard waste and whatever, as you'll see, also comes into play with this. And why we want to do this, using this as an educational tool for the people, also makes us eligible for grants and whatnot. Last year we were able to buy a new leaf vac machine, a new box, and actually it paid for half of a dump truck that the city bought that we could use for other things. Yeah, about almost $100,000 in grants the city was able to get because of recycling.
Wow. So then the more you recycle, the more you're going to be eligible for that?
And what the city is doing, we're implementing a second week per month of recycling, hoping to raise our totals. And with that, it'll make us eligible for more grants. I know that people want the recycling containers. That's one of the things we're trying to do. Those haven't been passed out since like 1991.
Okay. But they were at one time?
They were. Okay. Every resident received 3. Every household in the city, yes. So, I mean, it was a big job to take on, and that's what we're trying to do now. We basically recycle 140 tons per year.
Oh, my.
Which, yeah, that's a lot. That's a big number, you know.
That is a lot.
And our leaf pickup and everything, on average around 1,200 cubic yards of leaf waste. And you'll see pictures of our compost site in the POW, and it's pretty amazing on what we do.
Now, what do you want to talk about first, the leaf waste and such, or the regular recycling?
Well, you know what, actually we have a representative from Advanced Disposal, who is the city of Connellsville's garbage contractor. We're going to let him talk about the plastics, the metals, what to do, how to do it. And our recycling schedule is on the city's website, connellsville.org. Since we implemented the second week, I advise people to go on there, and they will get a schedule to be updated yearly. Okay.
Now, Alan and I actually were talking earlier as far as the putting out your recyclables. They recommend the evening before, since the trucks do come through early, but not too early. You don't want to be putting them curbside like 3 or 4 days in advance. I don't know if you guys have any type of an ordinance here or anything for something like that, but
we do not have an ordinance against that. But yeah, I mean, a little common sense, right. You know. Neighbor's dog, you know, a lot of people actually, they clean their recyclables like they were cleaning dishes. You'd be amazed on how serious some people take it. But if you're throwing out a plastic container, a peanut butter jar container, and there's still peanut butter, you're going to get something in it, some kind of rodent, dog, whatever, and it's going to be scattered like your garbage would be.
But we are going to point out that actually recycling is easy. Like Vern said, there's a lot of people that do, you know, they do remove the labels and they do rinse out containers, but you really don't have to do that.
No, you don't. It's nice that you do, you know, and as time has gone on, you see less aluminum. Everybody picks aluminum, you know what I mean? So those numbers are down a little bit from years past because people do it on their own. But the plastics and whatnot, they really, you know, it's a big number, 140 tons. That's a lot of.
That is a lot. That's amazing.
Yes.
Now, you said that you are going to be going to twice a month. Has that already started? Is that going to be starting for the new year?
In November, we're still trying to get the kinks out, but we'll get it taken care of. We've been working closely with Advanced Disposal, and we're working on this.
Now, just for your own personal knowledge. Do you see an increase in people recycling, or is it pretty much flatlined? I mean, I understand you want to see more people. That's why you're adding another day. But thoughts here in the city as far as recycling?
Alan would probably be able to answer that better than I would, but it's been a constant. You know, maybe it is increasing a little bit, but like I said, and one of the reasons with this show is to get the people to start to get involved, and like I said, get those numbers up, and you're surprised yourself on what we were able to purchase. You know, and those are grants that are out there like every few years, so it isn't like it's a one-time thing. We could go back after another one now.
And as you know, Vern and I have stressed, it's such an easy thing to do. You know, the ease of recycling is amazing, and it's so nice to know that in addition to helping the environment, you can help your own neighborhood by being able to get the grants and being able to purchase things. And I think that's wonderful. Talk about a win-win-win, huh?
Yeah, it takes a burden off the taxpayer. You know, when you can go out and purchase a vehicle or something like that you can use. Yeah, and I mean, in this same vehicle that we purchased or was able to pay half of it with, yes, it's used for collecting leaves, but it also has a snow plow and a salt spreader that we purchased separately from it that is going to benefit us year-round.
Yes, everybody benefits from clean streets in the winter, except for this winter. I don't know if we're going to have any. I better be quiet, huh? Okay, did you want to bring Alan on now? Then you and I can, okay, all right. We're going to be welcoming Alan, who is going to be talking to us about local recycling.
Armstrong Local Programming features our community like no one else. Meet your friends and neighbors at special events. Find the perfect pet. Celebrate our region's rich history or enjoy our natural wonders. Armstrong Local Programming is available online, on demand, and on your local Armstrong channel. Find the complete program schedule at armstrongonewire.com. Local program, exclusively from Armstrong. One Wire, infinite possibilities.
Okay, as Vern said, we do have a special guest here, Alan, who is going to talk to us about recycling. Alan, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about who you are and who you're here with.
Thank you. My name is Alan Barnhart. I'm with Advanced Disposal. Advanced Disposal does the refuse and the recycling for the city of Connellsville, as well as many other communities and municipalities in western Pennsylvania and throughout the country.
Okay. And a lot in our viewing area, too. So, okay, now, first of all, we're going to talk about the type of recycling that we do, and that is called
single stream
recycling.
recycling.
Now, single stream recycling is super, super easy, and Alan's going to explain to us exactly what it's all about.
It is super easy. Single stream recycling is no sorting needed. It makes it very easy for the residents of the community. Just as easy as simply putting out your daily trash, because there is no sorting involved as there used to be many years ago.
Right. It's just, and you just take the things, as Vernon and I said, that you don't have to remove the labels. You can rinse them out as a courtesy, like we said. But this is, I mean, you just literally take these things and you just pop them right in, right?
Exactly.
Now, what types of things are we looking at that we do and we can recycle?
Aluminum and tin cans.
Toss them in.
We do recommend, as Vern said earlier, washing them out, just a simple wash out. As simple as tossing them in. With the aluminum and tin cans, we do take aluminum and tin cans, but scrap metals, paint cans, aerosol cans are not recyclable.
There are special, if you do check out the newspapers and such, there are special collections that they do have maybe once or twice a year at the fairgrounds and stuff for those type of materials. So don't sneak them in your recyclables. There really is an event that you can take those to and legally drop them off.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Next is glass. You can have lids on or lids off. Again, we do recommend washing the glass containers out.
And it can be any color glass?
Any color glass, which includes wine bottles, the dark beer bottles.
Okay.
So any types of glass, applesauce jars, salsa jars, anything of that nature.
Okay. Toss them in. All right.
Toss them in.
What else are we tossing in here?
Next, and I would like to add, with glass, we do often see broken windows, things of that nature. They're not recyclable. They're a safety hazard to the community and our drivers and helpers. So that is one thing we ask not to be placed in the recycle cans.
So mostly you're focusing on household.
Exactly.
What you have in your refrigerator, what you have in your cupboards, that type of stuff. Okay.
Exactly. Next is plastic. Again, lids on or off. Very simple.
Very easy. Look at this. Anybody can do it. And our cereal box too.
And boxes. Right. Which could be milk cartons, juice cartons, things of that nature can go in.
Now I hope you don't think this is a weird question. What about pizza boxes?
Pizza boxes, they are recyclable, but they do recommend tearing those up
Okay.
into smaller.
Okay. Pieces, not
Pieces.
just tossing them out
Right,
that way.
right.
All right. Now this is, as Alan said, this is so simple. And I think it's amazing how much this adds up. Vern said 140 tons?
140 tons last year we collected from the city of Connellsville. As Vern said earlier, we did now go to 2 times a month pickup, and we did that for a reason. You can see, there's so much recyclable goods out there right now that we didn't want the residents to have to hold that recycling for an entire
Okay,
month.
okay.
So now, we're picking up every other week, which just makes it that much easier to participate and to recycle. So that being said, we look for the recycling numbers to increase
Good.
this year. Again, it does help the environment and the community.
Sure. Now, this bin here, this is something that Alan brought, and as Vern said, that they are working on getting some bins for the city, but for now, people have to supply their own bin. Is there a certain size? Is there any type of?
There's really no size. What we do recommend is setting it separate from the trash. We have naturally two different trucks
Okay.
collecting the recycle. Set it separate if their pickup days are on the same day. Many people even paint or write on the
I
outside
was
of the
going to ask
container
about that,
recycling.
right, okay, mark it
One thing
somehow.
we ask is don't place them in plastic bags, because
Okay.
then the drivers don't know whether it's recycling or
Okay.
trash. So we would recommend a bin or a refuse container.
Is there a limit to how many you put out?
There's no limit.
Oh, that's great. Now, that's nice. So you can put out 3, 4, 5, 12. I mean,
Exactly.
you welcome everything recyclable.
We welcome.
Now, you said that we were talking about 140 tons. Is that right? I keep it, yeah, okay. Is that up? Is that down? Is that about average, do you know, for the city? Do you have any idea?
For the city, I believe it is slightly up from the previous year, and again, now with going with the twice a month pickup, we look for those numbers to drastically increase.
Okay. Now, Alan did mention that his company does service several municipalities out there. Now, if you are living in a municipality that his company does not service, the best way to find out if you are eligible to recycle or how to recycle is get in touch with one of your local officials, albeit a supervisor or council member or mayor, depending on what type of a municipality that you live in, because recycling is different in each area. What Al and I are talking about here may not apply to where you live at home. But if you're interested in recycling, as I said, give one of your local officials a call. And as far as places like here, information is on the website. Get in touch with City Hall if you have any questions here in Connellsville.
Exactly.
And can you call your company too? Do you guys welcome calls from people?
You can.
Look at that.
We have our customer service department. They can be reached at 724-437-7336. Another good resource is advanceddisposal.com.
there
If
you
you would
go.
like to learn more about recycling, we have an in-depth website talking about recycling and refuse.
Okay, do you have anything else that you would like to add for us today?
At this point, I don't. Thank you.
Okay. Recycle. Well, we have Vern back. Welcome back, Vern. And Vern and I are actually going to talk a little bit more about, different types of recycling.
Yep. First, let's thank Alan.
Oh,
for
yes.
advance.
Thank you, Alan.
One of the things that he had cardboard in there, he had a box. The city's in the process trying to set up a corrugated cardboard dumpster and a newspaper dumpster, which would be 2 separate dumpsters. We're in talks with Advance now to get those available
Great.
for the people. Once we do, it'll be on the city's website, and local media outlets will contact them also to tell them the location when it's available and forward.
Okay.
Other recyclings, though, like I said, we have leaf pickup. We have your limbs, different things. The city has a leaf schedule. It runs from the end of October to probably the second week of December. The guys have just finished up. Like I said, we pick up about, on average, 1,200 cubic yards of leaves per year, yes. And then also our compost site is combined with Connellsville Township and South Connellsville, so their leaf pickup programs also dump there. But every month we take our front end loader, rotate them. The rain and the moisture actually helps speed up the mulching process. And then we have compost at the end of the year. The farmers and the people with big gardens love this stuff.
I was just going to ask you if anybody can come and.
Yes, and we have shots of the leaf compost site, and we have some old mulch from last year. You can actually see the difference in it and how it is. And then branches and twigs and stuff like that. Actually, the city doesn't have their own spot, but Superior Mulch, which is located here in the city, will take anybody's limbs and whatnot to dump them off. No garbage of any kind can be in there, but if it's limbs and twigs and whatnot, you can back up, unload them. You don't even get your tires dirty.
Okay.
And this place is state of the art. You guys could actually do a around the town show there alone. That's how fascinating this place is.
Now, do you have to call ahead whenever you're bringing something over there? Do you know?
No, they're regular business hours. You go right around the back, dump, leave.
Okay.
You don't have to check in. But like I said, I stress no garbage with this stuff.
Now, I want to back you up to city pickup. You said that you guys pick up branches and twigs as well. Is there a restriction on how big, like, do you have like do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I know that certain municipalities you can't have larger than an inch width as far as something that they're picking up. Do you guys have any kind of restrictions?
We do not have a limb pickup. We have the leaf pickup, okay?
And the twigs and all that go then to?
To go down to there, yes. So, yeah, that is on, as of right now, that is on the property owner. We have to adjust that to be in compliance with our ordinance, so that will change, and we're going to try to get all the bugs out of that here for April.
Okay, all right. And also, too, another type of recycling is Christmas trees. There are certain municipalities that do actually offer the curbside Christmas tree pickup. There again, as I said, just check with your own municipality. It's done a lot of times just, as a courtesy in that community itself. I know where I live that they do pick them up and then they take them to, I believe it's not waste management, Cleanways in Westmoreland County. So as I said, check with your own municipality as far as that's concerned.
Right.
Oh, and another type of recycling is electronics. Vern and I talked about that. There's a lot of people that still do not understand you cannot put electronics out for the recycling or for the garbage to pick up. Those have to be disposed of in a completely different way. And one of the only sites in this area that we believe is Shop Demo Depot in Mount Pleasant. They do take your electronics. There is a small fee, but they do take them. And Vern was actually talking about maybe possibly looking into having some type of a city collection here in the future.
Electronics, yes. We've been looking into that. Have not had any feedback yet, but that's something that's in the works also.
So that's where you take your TVs and your computers and your printers, not out at the curb or in a field somewhere.
If that is set up, there probably will be a small fee at that.
Right.
But, at least it's a place to dispose of instead of over a hillside.
Exactly. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
We good?
Yes.
So it's recycle, recycle, recycle.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. And folks, really, there again, all joking aside, it is really an easy thing to do. It's good, and as we said, for your neighborhood. It's good for your community. And it's good for the environment.
Exactly.
And it's easy to do. Hey, Vern and I took a little field trip, and we are here at Superior Mulch, located right in Connellsville. And I'll tell you what, I've driven past this place a million times, and seriously, I never really realized what they did here. So tell us a little bit about the process.
Easy process. Come into it. Basically, if you have your debris, go around to the back side of the building. You see on the right side, you have the tree brush, shrubs, that type of brush. And on the left side, you have pallets, crates, different things like that. You dump your stuff off accordingly, and then they scoop it up, put it in the grinder, and make it into mulch.
And what about like furniture and stuff? We were talking about that too.
The frames, nothing, okay. None of the fabric or anything like that, just the framing, the wood framing. Anything wood, they put to use down here.
It's super cool though, because they actually have a machine that they put everything into, and if the wood has nails in it, it takes them nails right out, and they recycle the metal.
Exactly.
Isn't that cool? Talk about the epitome of recycling.
This thing, anything wood, the tree, every bit of the tree gets used here. It's either firewood, mulch, whatever. And
you can see the finished product behind us here. This is just what's left over. I know Vern said that they literally have mountains of it in the springtime.
And they do, and actually, like you said, you have colors. That's a process in itself. Watching them dye this mulch is this place is fascinating.
And it's right here in Connellsville.
Exactly.
Well, anything else we want to talk about with recycling?
Cardboard.
Yes.
Anything with wax? Go ahead.
Yes, anything that's wax covered, like ice cream containers, some milk cartons, certain milk cartons. Those are not recyclable. So I just want to make
that
a
in
note. Yeah, just make a note of that.
All right. Hey, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. I hope this really has psyched some people out to start recycling if they haven't, recycle more if they already do, and tell their friends to do the same. What do you think?
Exactly. Thank you so much, Marilyn.
Oh, my pleasure. You gonna do the end with me?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, all right. We hope you enjoyed the show, folks. And remember, keep smiling, keep dreaming, and keep watching.
Armstrong Local Programming features our community like no one else. Meet your friends and neighbors at special events. Find the perfect pet. Celebrate our region's rich history or enjoy our natural wonders. Armstrong Local Programming is available online, on demand, and on your local Armstrong channel. Find the complete program schedule at ArmstrongOneWire.com. Local programming exclusively from Armstrong. One Wire, infinite possibilities.